Spoiler alert, these turned out exactly how I wanted them to. But you're gonna have to wait and see. Enjoy the video. My mom reached out to me and asked me if I'd make her coworkers a couple of Christmas gifts. And I wanted to try something new. Since they don't really know what they're getting, I asked her what they each liked, so I can try to make something custom for each of them. And here's what we have. We're gonna be making 2 Christmas gifts. One is gonna be a beer flight and one is gonna be a wine carrier. The beer flight is gonna be for Walter, who shows horses and likes the little cowboy look. So I have kind of an idea. We'll see how it works. And then Manny is a man of taste. He likes going to wine tastings. So I'm gonna take the beer flight design, but I'm gonna tailor it a little bit to be a wine carrier. And if it works out the way that I see in my head, it should be pretty cool. So here's what we're gonna need. My focus point starting out is I need 2 planks. That's just how we're gonna get started. It's gonna take me a day to get them done because resin. And we're gonna start with that. Keeping it simple, I'm gonna use walnut that I have. Now for the cowboy look, I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. I'm gonna mix in some copper epoxy, and I think that that look should go pretty well, be a little more of a rustic-y kind of feel. And then for Manny, I'm gonna do a nice gold epoxy that's gonna go throughout the wine carrier. And I really think it's gonna look good. Also, if Walter or Manny are watching this, because my mom showed you this and she said, hey, check out how your stuff was made, thanks for watching, I hope you like it. Let's take a look at Walter's mold. I went ahead and drew an outline of the beer flight in here just to give myself an idea of where things are gonna go. And what I was thinking was cowboy theme, rustic. I don't wanna do too much epoxy, but I do want it to be kind of flow throughout the project. So I'm thinking of this in thirds. I'm thinking the top of it, the body of it, and then the handle of it. This piece I thought would be cool for the handle. It has a crack going through the middle of it where I can get some epoxy inside of there, so it has a little more copper flowing inside of it while it goes around it too. For the body, I found this piece that has a really nice grain pattern. And what I'm thinking about for when I think about like the body is like the big middle section, right? So I'm thinking one big slab in the middle that's gonna have enough room on the outside to let the epoxy kind of flow and fill it in. Then for the top, I found this piece with the grain pattern kind of rounded at the top. So it just feels kind of like a top edge. And then it also has this notch in it where I can get some epoxy inside to get inside of the project a little bit more. Manny, we're looking for more of a sleek upscale look. So I took one block that was fairly smooth and I cut it with a bunch of 15-degree angles. And I thought this would look pretty cool for it. So the gold epoxy is gonna be going throughout in kind of a clean fashion, but I kind of purposely left them not perfect. I could have taken a little spacer block and gone between each one, but I want this to have that kind of handcrafted feel, even though it's supposed to be a little sleek. If the vision comes through, you should see what I'm talking about. Now that we have both of these ready to go, it's time to mix the epoxy, pour it in, and let it sit. It has actually been a couple of days because this one, I actually made some mistakes. So I'll show you right here. When I was mixing it up, I went way too quick and I knocked a bunch of resin out. Keep in mind, I'm new at resin, I'm learning, and you're learning with me. When you mess up the mixture of resin, start over. Don't continue using it. Don't mix more off to the side. Start over. Now, because it's been a few days, this has started to cure up, but this is before, right? And it might be hard to tell. I'm gonna hold it here clear for a second, but the color's a little off around the edges because that's where I added more. And then the new one here, you can see first off the color, it's much darker. And then once cleaned up and oiled, it should shine real nice. There's still a bit of a bend in there. For the first 3 days, it was like folding over. So I went ahead, I made some new mixture up, poured a new mold, see, same design, looks cool. I'm even more excited for this. I was able to fix a few other things, but this one's solid, ready to go. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about the designs of what we're going to be doing. This beer flight, I made a previous video kind of breaking down how I do these, so I'll leave that up there. But I'm going to use this template. We're going to clean this out. Now this one, this is the one that's going to be a little more difficult because I don't actually know what I'm doing with it. I'm going to be winging it the whole time. The idea of the design here is I want this to be something that can go and pick up 4 glasses of wine, transport them, set them down, and then set off to the side like a cool little side piece. So the goal kind of is to get some notches inside of here where the glasses can go into it really easily. And then so that way, if the glasses are lined up like this, I want to be able to just go in, pick them up, carry them wherever I want to, set them down, and then this be able to put to the side and look like a nice little side piece, nice little piece of art, if you will. But I'll tell you, this project has kind of brought up a different kind of thinking for me than I'm used to. I feel like I'm learning a lot every single day. And the thing that I learned with this project specifically so far is to just quit following every single thing blindly that you've been told. And I don't mean that as in go out and break rules, but I mean as in, for example, I'm taking this little template here, right? I'm gonna make a beer flight out of it, but I'm also kind of using this template to make the wine carrier. It's gonna be a little bit different and I have to get a little creative with it. And so it made me think a little bit about creativity and what is creative to different people. And I feel like a lot of people think that they're not creative because you think of the things that you think of all the time. So nothing that you think of is gonna be new to you really. Like if you're following kind of your theme, me of like beer flights, right? By this point in beer flights, I feel like it's almost like old news, like, oh, been there, done that. But I'm sure this could find someone and they see the beer flight like, wow, that's the coolest beer flight I've ever seen. Probably not, but you know what I'm saying. So I'm really learning to just forget about what I think other people are gonna think and only care about what I think. At the end of the day, if I'm happy with this, then it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. Except for you, Walter and Manny. I really hope that you're happy with this. I just wanted to talk about that because being creative is hard. It's not hard because it's a skill or anything. It's hard because you don't allow yourself to be creative. And even when you are being creative, you feel like you just have to you think it so it's there. So it's not learning about how to be creative. It's learning how to work the picture that's in your head to put it onto a piece of canvas or a piece of wood or a resin project, whatever your art might be. The creative process is really what does it. But creating doesn't just happen. It's not something that you can just blink and it's there. No, it's a process. It's a series of processes that all take their own amount of time. Some are longer than others. But it's within those little processes that we can build our bigger picture. So when you create, think about that big picture, but don't focus too much on it. Put your focus into the little details that are all gonna come together. Only then will you have the creation that you've only dreamed of accomplishing. And it's a pretty good feeling. These things, they turned out so well. Look at this. I actually went ahead. I already made a template for it. I think you just saw it in the clip I did, but I really like this. It's a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. So first off, look at the color on this thing. Like it all pulled out so nice. I was worried that the combination of the walnut and the epoxy wouldn't turn out. I will say, I wish the gold was a little bit brighter, but I mean, I'm not mad. So my idea for this originally was I was gonna have handles here. I think I talked about it, right? To come pick up. But after I made it, I realized this thing is so easy. You just grab it and you can just pick up the glasses. I promise you, I'm mind blown that this works as well as it did. All I did was I cut the shape out, drilled the holes, cut some slits here, and then round over bit, all of it. And the round over bit, I was thinking about the entrance right here, how it came in. What I did with the round over bit was I just pushed it forward. So it kind of gave me the opening that lets the glasses, watch, I'm gonna do slightly off to the side. Slide in. Obviously you want to be a little careful, but look at that, look, off to the side. So this is cool. And then the beer flight, look at this, almost exactly how I was thinking. We have the handle coming through. The one thing though, so remember that notch I told you about for the top? I cut more off than I thought about. So something to keep in mind when you're doing these projects, think about how much you're cutting off, because I try to get these as perfect of a plank. I was paying attention to just getting it down to 3/4 of an inch and then the 3.5 inch wide, 18 inches long. Like, that's what I was focused on while I was doing it. and I forgot about the little notch in there. So next time I'll probably make sure that the mold is set more how I want it, because this was a little looser. Like it's just kind of a bulky thing that I brought down to a plank that turned into this. But I am not one bit mad. Merry Christmas, Walter and Manny. Everyone else, Merry Christmas as well. If you enjoyed these videos, feel free to subscribe. If you don't enjoy these videos, subscribe anyways, and I'll see you guys next time. Look at that.